Welcome to Spotlight Sioux Falls, where culture meets commerce and the people behind our favorite places get the mic.
We're your hosts, Melissa Goodwin and Steve Schmidt, and we're sitting down with the makers, doers, and dreamers shaping the soul of our city.
From storefronts to side hustles, tattoos to tech startups, we are telling the stories that make Sioux Falls shine.
Because behind every business is a human story, and those stories, they're what make our community feel like home. This is Spotlight Sioux Falls.
All right, Steve Schmidt here, back with Alex Johnson with Advanced Laser Restoration. It's hard not to see your van. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
And for those of you who've been watching, seen them around, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, there's a number right on the van. So if you're curious, give them a call. It's interesting though. I was following you on the way back. A lot of people look at your van and they're like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
We were down looking at the graffiti downtown, and the reason we were doing that is because of all the things that Alex can do. One that we didn't know and one that we didn't think of until we met you was that you can use laser restoration to get rid of graffiti. And I say get rid of because it's gone. You're not covering it up.
Yep.
That's on your mind. Talk to me about it. We were just downtown. What do you think is the biggest thing that kind of chaps your chives about that right now? Because you love good art.
Yeah. The biggest thing is if you go downtown or anywhere in the city really, and there was graffiti there, you know it because it's patched with paint. There's a gray, box over the top of it, or a white box, and a gray box on top of it from multiple years of being painted. And it's everywhere. Once you start noticing it, you see it everywhere you go.
That's true. That did happen to me today. I was like, I didn't know any of this really existed.
I think it's a maintenance item that gets taken care of, but it definitely doesn't address the issue. I think it just replaces it with a different color paint.
Yeah, it's true. And you can see that, like in the videos you'll see here as we talk about this, like it is literally a gray box. And you may not think until you see it, then you can't unsee it, that, oh, why would that bother you? Well, it'll bother you when you see it, only because it doesn't aesthetically look pleasing. And every human does like balance when they see things. And they don't even mind graffiti if it looks good sometimes. They'll be like, that's beautiful, or that's wild. This isn't wild or beautiful. This is, it's a good job. The city covered it up, but you can do something significantly different. Why do lasers work so well with graffiti? Because when I asked you about how long it would take you, I think you get that done in a day, right?
Yeah. When we do this sample here, you'll see how fast it goes. But the real benefit of using the lasers is getting all the paint out of the pits. Like a lot of the time, I think the reason why it's just painted over is because power washing removes whatever's on the surface, but it doesn't get the paint truly out of the concrete.
In the pores.
In the pores, all the pits, yep. There's still paint in there. And the hard part about removing graffiti traditionally is that the walls are very textured. Brick's got a lot of, pores and holes. Concrete obviously has a ton of texture, and getting that paint out of those spaces it brings it back to where it was is really hard with power washing. Sandblasting tears stuff apart. But my laser, it's light, so it gets into all those crevices and pits and vaporizes it all off really quick and cleans the surface while, I'm at it. It ablates it, it heats it up, vaporizes it, and it's fast. It's a very fast process.
Can you use your ventilation system when you do that then? How do you keep that environment safe then? Because that's going to kick off a lot of fumes, right?
Yeah. I have a big old fume extractor back there, the big yellow machine. And I just put it right up and it pulls all the fumes and whatever that's coming off the wall straight into that and runs through a giant HEPA filter and pre-filters and kicks out clean air.
In the city of Sioux Falls, restoration is a thing. If you go downtown, there's a lot of new buildings. There's some movement on taking the old and making them new, right? A lot of those are turned into maybe condos, or maybe somebody bought it. Some really good commercial space, obviously the park and all the developments down there. It's easy to look on the other side and go, well, we don't need to worry about that. But there's a lot of movies that get watched at the park we were at today.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you're out on a Friday night with your kids, like you want to be able to look out the city skyline and be like, that's beautiful, not like, that's beautiful and that's not beautiful. And, oh yeah, we can do something about it.
It's like, oh, that's the other side of the tracks kind of thing.
Kind of, like the neglected part,
Yeah.
right? And
Yep.
it's right in an area that's not supposed to be that way. And I
Yeah.
think it's one of those things, if they knew, they would probably consider it differently. And that's why we do this show. Like, nobody knows about the things they don't know. So we're helping you understand that you can take a laser and instead of painting over something, instead of trying to power wash it off, truly get the paint out of the pores, out of the concrete. We have actually asked Alex, who is an artist and a woodworking guy, he's all things, Renaissance man. We're going to take this concrete block here and he's going to paint it with graffiti. And what we're going to do then is we're going to see him take the graffiti off. And so there is no, trust me, we're going to show you how you do it. When you think about this block, though, Alex, I got to tell you, when I looked around downtown, that's a lot of work. How would you even start to approach that? Would you call the mayor? Would you call the city and say, I want to go piece by piece, chunk by chunk? Because as a businessman, right, I'm sure you're not afraid to tell someone, hey, I can help you.
Yeah.
How would you approach, and that's one piece, there's others downtown, I guess prioritize that. How would you say, I want to take care of that area first? What would it be, a phone call? Would it be tagging the mayor in a social post? How would you get a hold of the right people?
Well, hopefully this gets a hold of the right people.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
Identify high priority areas first, whether it's schools, parks. Obviously, there's been a lot of investment downtown, so I would assume that that would be a high priority.
Yeah.
Prioritize details and taking care of little things and not giving it the landlord special.
Yeah.
Or not that landlords are bad, just saying
They're conserving money.
the quick fix is noticed by lots of people.
Yeah.
And that kind of sets the tone. A good example is if you're driving out to the airport and one of those trains, if there was no graffiti on it, you wouldn't notice the train. There's a lot of graffiti on all the cars, and I know when I drive by, I enjoy looking at all the different tags that people have put up, but you can clearly see the difference between someone who's skilled and putting effort and passion in what they're doing versus someone just playing around writing their name or whatever they're doing. There's just a huge difference, and I think graffiti can be appreciated. I know it can, but the issue is just the crap that's put up. My real issue is the way the city deals with it. I think they're doing the exact same thing that the graffiti artists are doing, just without any taste.
Downtown Sioux Falls is a beautiful place. A lot of people talk about how beautiful it is. This isn't very beautiful.
Nope.
And you can do something about it. Now, first and foremost, you cared enough to point this out. You obviously notice this stuff. I think a lot of people notice a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But when they really look, like when they see this on camera and sort of locate where we are, this is a spot that should look really beautiful. This is an overpass into downtown. This has been here for a while, right?
I mean, clearly it's years and years of
spray paint.
Covering up, spray paint. Yeah, and it's like when they have events down here in the summer, there's like movie nights for kids or whatever. You come down here and this is your backdrop.
Yeah. And this actually would be a really beautiful wall if someone painted it and like did graffiti.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If some of the graffiti artists in town stepped up their game and actually threw up some art.
Yeah, this is not art though.
It would be fun. But
this is probably a call that somebody got that said, hey, cover up the graffiti, and they did their best, right? They did what they were supposed to. They did the job.
Yeah.
But the job is not aesthetically pleasing.
No. It's the wrong approach, I think.
How would you come in and tackle this now? Because you can fix this, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you do that?
I'd start on one end and I'd drink some coffee and walk my way down the other end with my laser.
You get it all done in one day, though.
Oh, I don't know.
Might be a little longer than that.
It'd be quick.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just this. I mean, you really could look at it and say, like, let's get the whole bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Because even down the train cars, those are kind of cool. It's graffiti moves through. But you and I were talking, and something I wanted to bring up is like, back when cavemen existed, like they communicated through hieroglyphics. So graffiti can be a form of communication.
Yeah.
And I think if you really dig into it, you can find a lot of reasons for people feeling the need to do it.
Yeah.
Again, can't see the graffiti, can see the gray paint.
Yeah.
We're going to now talk about, and you're going to show us exactly how you do this, which is the cool part, because we've seen you work on furniture.
Yep.
We've not yet seen you tackle a big concrete wall.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun, guys. So we're going to go back to the pad, and we're going to take a piece of concrete slab. We're going to have Alex graffiti it, which will be fun.
Yep.
See how good you are at art. And then we're going to go ahead and clean that right up with, again, this is advanced laser cleaning. So he's got a laser cleaning tool. He restores it to its original finish.
Yep.
Original shine, if it's wood, original look and feel.
Yep.
This has been around for a while, so the preservation and the restoration of this is important for those of us who live here.
Yeah.
Let's go do it,
And
man.
I know that there's talks about redoing the viaducts, but when you do, it'll be all that more important to take care of it.
Will happen again.
Yeah, it's gonna always happen. But
Yeah. You should just be on speed dial.
Yeah, I will be. So right now we're headed to Statue of David Park to look at the retaining wall by the viaducts. This example, it's good because it's in downtown, which, people care about, and it's an eyesore that's visible to everyone who comes down here. Later, I'm going to be spray painting some concrete to just demonstrate the removal process and how efficient it is, and what options there are other than just creating patchwork. Concrete pier holding up this bridge by the Statue of David Park. Someone obviously, spray painted it. Whatever was on it is covered up with more paint. I don't think, it looks like it's happened multiple times. But in my eyes, there's no difference between someone spray painting that and covering it with various colors of paint. And like right over here, it's someone tagged it with spray paint and they covered it up with spray paint. It's about the details. Little things stand out a lot, and I think it just kind of looks like crap.
We've talked a lot about the things you do. When you approach business, how do you decide on what to concentrate on? Because we've talked about woodworking, we've talked about graffiti, we've talked about you doing an entire log cabin.
Yep.
That's a lot. You're a one-man show, and you're very good at what you do. How do you prioritize that?
You start with what you know, and that was woodworking, and so that's where I started.
Yeah.
Get traction in that aspect of laser cleaning, and it's picking up a lot. A lot of people. I'm getting a lot of referrals.
That's awesome.
Which is huge.
A lot of painters, you said, right?
Yeah, a lot of painters are giving me referrals.
So walk me through that. A lot of painters. Are you coming in and then restoring the old look instead of painting over that? What are they calling you for?
For jobs that they've been hired to do, and finding out that there's a fast, efficient, and affordable way to take care of the grunt work.
Yeah.
Let ALR do the grunt work.
Yeah.
That's stripping. Let them focus on what they're really good at, and that's refinishing.
There you go. So you're setting them up for success.
Exactly.
I get it now.
What we saw was just a bunch of dirt and mildew growth, biofilms, whatever. And it just makes everything look dirty. There's some more examples over there on that building across the street. All along that's all dirt and mold and mildew growing in the concrete. And the issue with other ways of removing it is, power washing, which you're using a ton of water. You're injecting more moisture into the facade, and then you have to deal with all that runoff and pedestrian traffic and all that. My process, scaffolding, a laser barrier, a couple cones. I clean the concrete. I kill everything that's in it. So you're not, it's not going to grow back right away. It's just a really fast, efficient, clean, cost-effective way to take care of it. You always notice when you're traveling and you drive into a town for the first time that you've never been to, and you're kind of struck by how clean or well-maintained everything is. Here's another example. This bridge was just redone. All of those columns all have biofilm and dirt growing on them. And this is a perfect example of where a laser would shine. Being that it's over the water, again, the nice thing about the lasers is you're not using water, you're not using chemicals, abrasives. So something like that is an ideal project for laser cleaning. It's perfect for restoration work, delicate surfaces, delicate environments over the river. A clean river, but there's no need to make it dirtier. All that carbon from vehicles and stuff comes off really well with laser cleaning.
Okay, so if you're a painter, a painter, residential, commercial,
All of it.
all of the interior, exterior,
Yep.
all of it. Okay, there's a lot of paint in Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you
not
build-
going to strip an entire house, but
Yeah.
lots of exterior doors.
I see.
I'm working with a guy on fire restoration where the heat bubbled up all the finishes in his home. And that was a painter referral. He's not going to sand wood shutters.
Right.
I'll strip them,
Yeah.
very quickly.
And then floorboards too, if someone made the mistake of painting them.
Yeah.
Or painting the trim, and they say, I wish we didn't paint our kitchen cabinets that color. You could come in and say, don't worry, I'll restore them back to their natural self.
Yep. Or, I'm getting a lot of people with golden oak who want to update, or they have really dark stain. They want to lighten it.
Has to be a natural wood surface though. None of the new cheap stuff. This has to be real wood, right?
Yeah. Veneers are fine. The laser does great on veneers, so
Okay.
there's no worry about damaging.
That's cool.
Well,
Well,
the thin stuff.
I'm okay if you damage this block and here right now. So talk to me about what you're about to do.
So I've got a sidewalk slab actually that has a lot of dirt and biofilm growth on it. So I'm going to clean a section of it, and then we're going to spray paint. I haven't decided what yet, but we're going to spray paint.
Are you going to go Banksy on us?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any stencils. I thought about getting an ALR stencil, but I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You just tagging himself all over town just so he can hire himself?
Yep.
I think that's really smart.
And then we're going to strip that spray paint off.
Yeah. All in like a half hour, right?
Less.
So this is how, this is a good illustration. By the way, you just made me think of this. A lot of times there's good concrete in town and it looks good when it's old. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So you could come and do sidewalks too in neighborhoods. You can say, I'm going to get these things looking like new. They're not structurally bad. They just need cleaning.
Yep.
Ditch the
Retaining
pressure
walls, marks on sidewalks from restaurants downtown.
Yep.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All the mildew growth on facades of buildings. And this concrete block will be an excellent example of how the laser can restore those facades.
Yeah.
Not just the graffiti, but also cleaning up all the soot from vehicles and all the filth without needing water or abrasives. We're not introducing water, we're killing the biofilms. So you're going to get a lot better results that last longer. It's endless and it's fast and impressive.
Well, let's be impressed. Okay, so let's get to work on this. Show us what you got.
Yeah.
And what you're going to see here is definitely worth watching. So we're going to speed this up and get through it, but we're also going to show you it does like the laser doing its thing, it's kind of like a piece of art. Like this is art in motion. So enjoy. We again get to watch the master do his work.
Light shows. So here we have the dirty concrete, the concrete I just cleaned, and I just tagged ALR for advanced laser restoration. And then we're gonna demonstrate how it takes it off.
This was another episode with Alex Johnson. Alex, any parting words of wisdom for our friends here who are now getting to know you on a semi-regular basis here?
Parting words of wisdom. I don't know. Think differently, clean differently. I don't know.
You should make that your tagline.
It is, actually.
It is. Okay. All right. Well, you heard it from the man himself. Show them the knucks on the way out. So we got the dad knucks. You guys saw it here. I don't have anything yet, but I'm trying
Rad
to hang with
dads.
them. Rad dads. All right, everybody. Peace out. Thanks for another episode of Spotlight. You guys are rad. Let's give Alex a call. Let's help clean up the city together.
Thanks.
This episode of Spotlight Sioux Falls is sponsored by Magnetic. We help businesses grow through content that stands out and software that scales your conversations. Not sure how to build your pipeline? You can find us at magnetic.services. Magnetic.services. Your pipeline will thank you.
Thanks for listening to Spotlight Sioux Falls.
These are the stories and the businesses that shape our city. If you heard something today that made you smile, made you think, or maybe reminded you of someone you know in your neighborhood, please share it.
That's how we support local. That's how we grow. And if you know a business owner we should feature, or you want to tell your story, reach out.
Until next time, we're Steve and Melissa, and this is Spotlight Sioux Falls, where local stories get the stage they deserve. Running a business means we all wear a lot of hats, but sometimes you need extra hands, sometimes some specialized talent to keep projects moving.
That's where our friends at Solvo Global come in. Whether you need offshore or nearshore resources or long-term project support, Solvo connects you with the right people to scale your business.
They make it simple. You get trusted talent without the overhead, so you can focus on growth instead of scrambling for help.
Check out the link in our show notes below to learn more about how Solvo Global can support your next big move.